Resume life. Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome back to Planescape Torment, where last time we ran into some gangs, some being, well, just trying to make ends meet, others actually taking pleasure in being the bandits that they are. We haven't quite dealt with them. I don't feel like I have the tools to fight this many enemies. We have completely cleared out the mausoleum. We have looked at quite a bit of, well, another area. And I was advised to check out the Rackpicker Square, which is where we have arrived now. If I wanted to, let's say, look into magic, due to how the system works, I'm currently a fighter, and if I get like certain levels in fighters, basically I was told if I want to be mage I should just look around here. And that's all I know. And that's fine this way. Alrighty, and around here we see a lot of collector. Actually, this is the second intro and I kind of messed up the first one because I forgot to reset a setting. But these collectors here seem to still pretty much say like the same as most other generic-ish NPCs. So let's see what else we can find here. Ratbone. The underbelly of this platform is thick with razor vine. It looks like it is holding the platform together. Here we have Nod. Wonder whether this is going to be another one of these clowns that's trying to steal my money, but I get experience from it. As you approach the hooded, brown-robed man, you notice that he is mumbling to himself softly, and occasionally nodding. Greetings. Someone comes to speaks to Nod, aye. He suddenly breaks into a fit of hacking coughs, and then nods to himself. What are you doing?
Nothing, except looking for debtors, nothing else.
He sniffs, then gives another hacking cough. He mumbles for a moment, then speaks again.
Nothing else.
Think. What is this place? He frowns and licks his lips.
Rackpicker Square. The square. Trash everywhere, everywhere.
And I have some questions. He nods.
What?
He sniffs, then squints at you.
Think.
He taps his head, points at you, then points at his hand.
You want to know something? Think. Aye, think.
Alright, I'm handing him a couple of coins. 2 copper to be specific.
Think for Nod, think.
He mumbles for a moment, hiding the copper coins away in the folds of his robes.
Ask. Nod tries to answer you.
He coughs for a bit, spitting something off to the side. Give me just a second. Alrighty. Tell me about this area.
He points to the ground. The square. Rackpicker Square. Trash everywhere. Aye, Sharegrave Square.
He mumbles to himself for a moment. Tell me about Sharegrave, because that is kind of, well, seemingly the main collector gang, if you will, around here. Which is also opposed to Ferret, which was actually part of the reason why we could have come here earlier as well.
Sharegrave's shadow long falls over Nod, it does, aye. Nod gives his jinx to Sharegrave. Sharegrave tell others in his shadow, watch us out for Nod, aye.
He sniffs, nodding slowly. Alright, you know of a man named Ferret? He looks frightened and starts to shake his head. Ferret. He scratches at his head. What? What about him? He frowns, then shakes his head as if he's not sure he should be speaking to you. Well, that's an understandable reaction. Ferret seems to be quite a frightening dude. Alright, that's all I wish to know. Farewell. I don't want to get him into trouble. He shakes his head, coughs, then resumes his nodding.
You'd ask a Nod. Hey, Nod ask you a question for you. Aye.
Well, ask the question if you will.
Nod has sister. Aye. Amaris. Amaris. lives in the Hive. Away from here, from the square, so long ago. That was separated from his sister, taken away.
So, you've been separated from her and you'd like me to find her?
Updated my journal.
You don't know her?
He shakes his head sadly for a moment, chewing his lower lip.
If you sees her, if you does, tell her not her brother worries about her. Aye, he worries.
Why don't you go find her?
No!
Nut covers his head with his arms, mumbling to himself.
Not can't speak right no more. He can't, nay, and he smells corpses and the dirt and the square, Ratpicker Square. No!
The outburst sends him into a fit of hacking coughs. I need to clean my nose. What happened to you, Nod? Nod sniffs, looking at the ground quietly. Finally, he begins nodding to himself, speaking softly.
Nod was young, aye, he was, and started hearing voices telling Nod to do this, do that. Bad things. Bad, like chewing on Nod's fingers.
He holds his hands to his face, and he can see old bite scars beneath the caked-on filth. Yes?
So, Nod's parents take him away, they does. Put him in the dark place, a winged tower, where they poke needles and hooks in Nod's head. Voices stop. They do, aye, but Nod can't think right, can't talk right. Nod escapes the place, he does. Wakes up in the Hive, aye.
Where is this winged tower?
Dunno, bad place, bad.
He shakes his head violently, clutching at his temples before resuming his usual nodding. Well, go on with your story.
Nod wakes up. There's collectors. Aye, collectors poking at Nod, saying, "Look, not a deader. Deader he's not. Take him back, takes him." And they take Nod's back. They does. Back to the square. Long years ago.
Alright, I'll find your sister for you.
Nod thanks you. He does. Nod thanks you. Emery's was pretty, so pretty. Lives in the Hive now, fair-skinned she was, hair like jet and always in blue. She was always in blue.
Very well done.
Updated my journal.
Alrighty. Looks like he was in some trouble, to say the least. There's a bunch of places to go into. Let's see, Sharegrave's Kip, the Midwife's Hut, and more places over here. Also Ratbone over here that we can maybe interact with. Oh, enemy sighted. Auto post disabled, probably because we entered the area. Cranium rat. Oh, these are the rats that get more and more smart the more there are together. We actually learned about them last time, where if there's enough cranium rats together, or brain rats as they call them too, they actually get smart enough to cast spells. Kind of mildly terrifying. And they are immediately aggressive, so can't even negotiate.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I have to manually attack. Let's see. Toggle AI. Your AI is... Alright, they should automatically attack the next target.
What?
As long as they're in reach, I suppose.
Damn.
Alright. Managed to... well, fix the rat problem. We get 1 gold for a cranium rat tail. It's not really worth it, but I wonder whether there's like more to this too. I'm just gonna pick them up anyways. Alright. Cranium rats in here. This looks abandoned, but at the same time somebody may have lived here at some point. I don't know what cranium rats do to people that are in their way. Like there's no bones around here, so I'm trying to say. Well, certainly interesting. I'm actually curious, if I just go back in here, are they immediately back? No. So the thieves in the other areas do respawn,
Alright.
but I guess not the rats here. Alright, let's see. Ratbone. This man is whistling a cheerful tune and playing with a well-kept fighting knife. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look.
Huh? What do you want?
I had some questions.
Me name's Ratbone Cutter. I'm a thief for hire in your ploy or Sharegrave. The boss of the collectors you see around this square. He pays me mostly to learn his last of be real quiet like and how to fight. If they runs into a spot of trouble, that's likely the only questions I'll answer for you, Cutter.
He sniffs and shrugs. Oh, I see. Here I could become a thief if I wanted to. Interesting. Or at least, maybe I could be. Where is this Sharegrave fellow? He nods towards the large, dilapidated house beside him.
Careful though, Cutter. He don't like visitors. He's right suspicious of everyone.
Sharegrave's not even his real name. Just what me and some of the others calls him. Alright, that's all I wish to know. Farewell. And he whistled merrily. Let's see. Hey Dan, welcome. How are you doing today? Here we have Sharegrave and the collector. Two collectors actually. Not even particularly well protected. And he mumbles sourly. Tall and lanky, this pale, grim-looking man exudes authority despite his gangly and somewhat awkward frame. A good portion of his left ear is missing, but little that's left is a ragged mess of scar tissue, as if the ear was bitten rather than cut off. His narrow, shifting eyes, almost mere slits, look clever and dangerous. Would you be Sharegrave? He spits out a reply. I don't know you, Burke. He glares at you. Who are you to be asking about Sharegrave, Cutter? A man called Pox referred me to Sharegrave. I was told he might know the location of someone named Farrod. The tension in the room suddenly rises.
No, what a funny thing to be asking about.
What do you want to know about the old blood Farrod for? This is interesting. I could either tell him he stole something from me and I want it back, or he has some things of mine and I want them back. A very subtle difference in the dialogue option here. Well, I mean at this point I will just assume he has the journal, so... He stole something from me, and I want it back. The man is silent for a moment, then cracks a smile.
He steals from us all, doesn't he? Whether we're living or dead?
What do you mean?
Our main source of living around here is the dead, you follow?
You're a collector.
Hi, that's right.
He looks at you as if he's considering something.
No, there's only so many debtors at one time. My bloods and I can only gather so many. If somebody else is gathering debtors, that is that much less chink that goes into our pockets.
So?
Updated my journal.
The rub is that he's found a motherload of them. Now, I haven't heard of any massacres in Sigil. He frowns, tapping at his chin, so I'm quite interested in knowing where all the deserts are coming from.
So, I think with this kind of guy, I would want to negotiate and be more on a business level. So far, I've been doing a lot of things just for free because I feel like it, but for this guy, he appears to be in charge of some capacity. So, I could find out for you, for a price. He looks at you at the moment, tucking on the remains of his left earlobe.
Alright, name your price, and we'll deal.
200 copper coins.
Updated my journal.
He thinks for a moment, before finally nodding.
Alright, deal. Come back here with the dark of it, and the jink will change hands.
You need to know where the old Farrod is?
Yes.
Go up on the platforms, follow them to the north and west, and you'll come to a gate that leads to Ferret's bolt hole. Getting in and getting the information is your deal. And if anyone asks, you don't know me, and we never had this talk here. I mean, who are you? For a smart cutter, you don't listen too well. I'll leave. I was just playing the part.
Done.
Alrighty. You know, I actually read that dialogue just now, but I just genuinely don't remember what he said where Farrod is. I have agreed to help a man in Rackpicker Square to find out more about Farrod's seemingly endless supply of corpses. I would need to follow the platforms over the square, north and west to a gate. The gate would lead to his bolt hole. Alright, north and west to a gate, so somewhere around here. Noted. Let's see what we have here. Hello. Jerem.
What? Who?
Greetings.
I really don't have the time to talk with you. You see, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to complete my spell without the key component.
Maybe I can help? Jerem pauses for a second.
I guess it couldn't hurt. I am in need of a ruby to complete my spell. It must be of exceptional quality, not like the junk they sell at the marketplace. If you should find one, bring it back to me, and I shall make it worth your while.
Updated my journal.
Noted. This may be a wizard.
All right.
He does talk about spells. Blood charm, stiletto. Oh, just looking into it apparently makes him aggressive. Well, that's why I quick saved. I was just curious what he has in there. But it appears that just looking into the container makes him aggressive, which I suppose makes sense. You don't just let somebody open up a drawer for no good reason. Hello and welcome. Let's see what we have in here. I have no idea where to gain a ruby though. Midwife's hut. Old Mebeth. A number of herbs are hanging from this rack, to dry. A stove made out of some sort of petrified wood. A stove out of petrified wood? Interesting. Hello. This squat old woman looks like she had all the color bled out of her. Everything from her hair to her shawl to her robe all are the shades of grey. The only splotches of color on her come from several strange herbs which are tied to her belt by their stalks. The herbs make a strange when she moves, like a broom. Greetings. The elderly woman turns around and stares at you, and you notice the grey shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is a wispy grey, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you.
And who might ye be?
I don't really know who I am. By the way, this is not the first time that I could lie with a name Aden. This seems to be a name that comes to mind of the nameless one frequently, and I'm curious whether it will have any implications later on. Either way, I don't really know who I am.
So ye not know yourself, child? She squints, then points at your chest. Hard to piece together the man beneath all that tracery and scrawling scars, is it?
Maybe. Who are you?
With a sly cackle, she wacks her eyebrows. Have ye not heard of old Mebeth, then? The midwife of the square, have ye not, now? She narrows her eyes, and her voice drops. Well, now ye have, for I be Mebeth.
You're a midwife. What do you do?
Updated my journal.
I set bones right, drive the cough out of the sick, yank out squealing, stubborn babes, mend cloaks or a rag or two, make cures and herbs and other such. She squints at you, studying your scars.
Oh, studying your scars.
Be needing a cure or three, do you then?
Cures?
Aye, you be needing some cures to look at ya. I mean, what do you buy some, do you?
She glances at the scars covering your body again, then shrugs.
Too late to be asking for them, I think.
Oh, I can ask for a place to rest. I don't need any cures now, but they might be useful later. Could I see what you have? And we get into this place. Alrighty, she sells bandages, heart charms, blood clot charms, clot charms. Wait, what's a blood charm? That just straight up heals 18 hit points and is cheaper than the clot charms, which heals less. This one gives resistances, which is nice, but... Ooh, there's a corpse fly charm. We used that one actually earlier to great effect to deal with a necromancer in the crypt. So... I might just go with that. Also, I have 2 bronze rings that I can sell. I'm gonna buy this corpse fly charm. What is a thrice blind charm? Invokes blindness. These 3 cranium rat tails have been woven into a small charm. Despite the separation from their owners, however, they still twitch occasionally as if irritated. To use this charm, the caster must select a target within his line of sight. Then, while remaining focused on the target, untie the charm. The target's vision will turn black for several minutes, rendering them helpless and reducing their combat ability drastically. Sounds useful for a single target, really strong enemy. So the corpse flight charm is for basically larger swarms of enemies, if you will. No pun intended. Then we also have the knot charm. This charm is made from a small piece of hemp knotted into a loop. No matter how much you study it, however, you cannot seem to figure out how the knot was tied. It looks like it has been wrapped around, inside and even through itself, several times around. Ironically, despite the knot's complexity, it comes undone easily when pulled. The person undoing the knot charm temporarily gains a rush of strength, allowing them to do more damage with melee attacks and carry more weight. Alright, that's interesting. There's another charm of infinite recall. And we have the bloodfly charm. Bloodflies are pests believed to have originated from one of the lower planes. In many ways, they resemble mosquitoes with an insatiable appetite. A cloud of bloodflies can suck all the blood from a human body within minutes. Their stingers are capable of penetrating even the skin of fiends. Despite their vicious appetite and temperament, bloodflies are used by healers to draw forth diseased blood from an individual or even drain blood from a dead body. On occasion, bloodflies are used to siphon off rare types of blood and are then paralyzed with powders or spells and kept in storage for future use. This particular bloodfly charm seems to hold the blood of a lesser fiend, an Abishai, in its food sac. When this paralyzed fly is consumed, the user heals a small amount of damage immediately and also gains the ability to regenerate for a certain period of time. If the character is already able to regenerate, then the regenerate is increased. Interesting. Have you saved before getting the quest or after? Both? Let's see, what else does she have? A divine sensor, what's that? When lit, this sensor has the power to entice the soul back of the recently departed. Unfortunately, there is only a limited amount of incense left in it. Invokes raised dead, which we can already do anyways? Scroll of remove curse probably does exactly what it advertises. Alright, I would like to have Corpse Light Charm and a Thrice Blind Charm. Steal? No, we don't steal. I'm buying these. Bit expensive, but I think they're gonna be worth it. Alrighty, do you have any more space? No. You do. I'm just gonna give you all the leathers and random things. Corpse Light Charm. And I'm just gonna put this in here too, and this one too. Alright. Weapon is still the dagger, that is your proficiency anyways. Don't know whether people need a gold earring. It's kind of a unique thing that I came across, so I don't necessarily want to sell it quite yet. But who knows. We also have the pet limb just in case we need to fight. Alrighty. Anything else I wanna do? No, that's fine. I wonder whether she has anything else to say. I have some questions for you.
Go on, ask them.
Are you a witch, Mebeth? Mebeth scrutinizes you.
I say not as to what I am and isn't, but what shall be wanting to know so full bad, for that ye hound an old woman barking and sniffing for a juicy bit of gossip?
Oh, well, I was kind of thinking that might be a bit rude and was considering not asking, but this could be interesting. I want to learn about magic. Could you teach me? Mebeth laughs.
Ha! I'm not teacher, no schoolmistress, all set up to teach you like them in the big fest hall. There's others somewhere, I'm sure, that would spill the dark of it. You'd be wasting your time with old Mebeth, so you would.
Well, I don't agree. I think you would have a lot to teach. Mebeth looks at you intently.
Oh, aye.
Why do you want to learn such things? Because I may need it to solve the mystery of who I am. After a moment, Mebeth nods.
The art may help, it may not, and you must not rely on it to solve all of your problems.
She sighs.
Child, it's most like only going to be add another chip on your pile of questions.
I understand, but will you teach me?
Heh.
Mebeth shakes her head.
One should make songs rather than make magic. Songs have more beauty. Magic has been made dull, commonplace, soiled by a mob of people that have trumped through it.
Trumped through it?
Huh.
She squints at you.
I'll teach you. But first, you'll need to do some things for me, you hear?
Like what?
My legs aren't good for walking about Sigil, and there's errands I'd have to run. I needed to fetch me some herbs from the market. It's spirewort, easterly and southerly from here. In the Hive market, here's a sample. She takes a black seed from her coat and flicks it to you. Examine the seed. You twist the black seed in your hand, and as you do, you feel a small bite. Then a small drop of blood oozes from your thumb. There are tiny barbs on the seeds, like teeth. Mebeth snorts. Careful with it. Show it to one of the fruit merchants at the market. They will know what herbs you seek.
Very well then. I will return when I have the herbs. Oh, I actually already found the merchant for that relevant. Neat. You were eating your nails, thinking I might miss her. Well, I was kind of thinking maybe this guy is the dude with the ruby that I would need to talk to about for that stuff. I was thinking maybe there's completely somebody else. She is easy to miss, honestly. Like, I did not necessarily want to ask her whether she is a witch, because I don't necessarily know whether that is considered to be rude in Planescape Torment, but I kind of played the character I'm having here so far, let's say rather straightforward. So I think that's quite fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and run over to the marketplace. Southeast and... I need to pay in order to get through there. I'm just gonna complete this right away, because she might request some more things before I am going to be taught magic. I am in the Hive, in a place where I don't know where I am. I'm just gonna see whether there's an exit towards the west. There's some more thugs that might attack me, but I'm just gonna ignore everything here. The southwestern portion of the Hive. I'm basically just trying to work my way around the alley where I would have to pay. And also there's... if they still remember me, there's a lot of thugs. Ah, it does work. There's a lot of thugs over there that... well... want to attack me. And I kinda don't want to deal with them for now. Oh, I could have probably gone through here. I think it was just coral. Jiskel turns around. Oh no, that was the flagman. Nothing today, sorry. Was it this guy? One of those merchants around here it was. Ah, there it is.
We meet again. Some seed plums today. Arborean fire seed.
Mebeth, the midwife of the square, needs some herbs sprung from this seed here. Can you help me? The man takes the seed, looks at it critically. As he presses it between his thumbs and forefingers, he winces, and a small drop of blood appears on his thumb.
Ah, this seed's got a bite to it.
I noticed that. Do you have the herbs he's talking about? He can't seem to take his eye off the seed.
Lad, I don't know if there's anyone who has what your friend seeks. To be square, I've never seen such a seed before. You would need someone who cultivates seeds such as this, for I have none.
Well, very well then. Where could I find such a person?
Updated my journal.
I don't know the dark of that, friend.
He hands the seed back to you.
You'd be hard-pressed to find the gardener in the Hive.
Looks like I'll have to. Thanks for your help. Farewell. Oh boy, that turns out to be more complicated than I would like it to be. The black barb seed. I haven't seen anything of the sorts. I have been all around here. Well, I haven't really seen any vegetation either. So, for now, I have no concept of where to even look for things. Welcome to you, news dear. I hope you have a nice day so far. So, we're just gonna wander around for a while. Where have we arrived here? Ah, this is the southeast. Flop house. Well, maybe in the Rackpicker Square there might be somebody. But also, maybe Mebeth actually might have more information.
Damn.
Damn it. Did you see that?
I think Mort is really hard to hit with his 10 better AC than the nameless one. Come on, run after him. Don't just walk. Alright, quick loot. Give me that bronze bracelet for a bit of money. Cloth charm. And let's not let this guy escape. Because if you attack me already, I might as well get some money out of it. Because I already lose health. Boom. More bronze bracelets for me. I'm okay with this. Let's go back to Rackpicker Square. Have you tried using Mort's Taunt yet? I didn't even realize he had any abilities. Litany of Curses. 50 feet range, 10 seconds per level duration, so 40 seconds. One creature, none undead. Mort can draw upon his repertoire of insults to taunt an opponent into lowering his guard and attacking the target. The target suffers penalty to hit and damage when enraged. This spell cannot target undead creatures. Magic resistance does not affect this spell. The target does get a saving throw with a spell to resist the effect. However, while the target is taunted, the target suffers a -2 to hit and a -2 to AC and a -2 to damage as long as the Litany of Curses is in effect. This special ability can only be used by Mort. But -2 to AC is a good thing, right? For them, because they are harder to hit. So they would be harder to hit, but they hit less strong and less frequently.
Okay.
Alrighty, so this is how we got to Ragpicker Square. Wait. This is not where I see. So not all the roads lead back to where they started. Which is actually something that is explained in lore, but it's still really strange. Let's see whether we can find, like... Actually, no, let's go back to Mepeth real quick. Maybe she has more information as to who could sprout such seeds. Second edition is confusing because -2 to AC is bad because it adds 2 to your AC. Okay. So they're easy to hit. Good to know, thank you. Mepeth turns as you enter and gives you a skeptical eye.
Your path brings you back here, does it, child?
I found the fruit merchant in the market.
Aye. Have you gotten the herbs I wanted?
Not yet, Mepeth. He said he couldn't help me, that I'd have to find the gardener.
Mepeth grunts. Layabouts. In the olden days, people gave ingredients, not excuses.
So, what should be done?
Mepeth sighs. Look for a gardener's pulse.
She chews her lips. Where?
Mepeth frowns. I haven't been out of this hut in many cycles, child. I don't know where one might find a gardener. But if you want to learn the art, you'll have to learn to be persistent. So, look, there must be one somewhere in the hive.
I'll go look for one then. Also, can I rest here? I need some healing. Mepeth nods. Very well then. She reaches for one of the dried herbs in her belt, snaps it off at the stalk, then grinds it in her calloused palms. Small wisps of dust and pollen rise from her hands. She then mumbles to herself, then blows the dust into the air. Take a deep breath.
Updated my journal.
The grey pollen swirls around the room, blanketing you and your companions. You breathe deeply, and less than a moment later you feel strangely refreshed. Thank you, Mepeth. I feel well again. Farewell. Wait, doesn't it even cost anything? By the way, I want to sell you the 2 rings that I got randomly. Purchase some stuff. Fascinating, it doesn't cost me anything. What was the dirty... Ah, that's for stealing. I don't care about stealing for now. Can always get more. I need to get rid of stuff in my inventory. See whether Mort can sell anything too. Could sell the tome. Rune of Lesser Warding too. Can only be used by mages. I'm not gonna use it, I'm just gonna get for the money. That's fine. Also, we found a place where we can buy threatened needles. I'm not too worried about selling it anymore. Alright, thank you. We're griping about Thacker. It's more about how the language ends up working, basically. Because the description of a spell or ability set -2 to AC, which, you know, lower AC makes them harder to hit in Thacker.
We're being watch, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
But the spell actually makes them easier to hit with the -2, which is why it's confusing. Alright, let's try to look for a gardener. What's that? This sagging platform looks as if it is about to collapse. Well, that's not useful. More collectors around. This tower looks like it was built to hold rainwater. That sounds useful, but it's raining in Sigil? There's an ecosystem around this town? Thought it was just a plane in between planes or something. Okay, can't really go anywhere here. If I want hints to find the gardener, ask. I might. I'm just gonna look around here for now. Let's see what's around here. A door. Apparently I have a key of sorts. It doesn't tell me what the key is, does it? A small dwelling. Maybe I am the key. For all I know, maybe this is my old home.
I'm gone.
This is where I might have been staying. Junk? More junk? More? Do you want more junk? How heavy is junk anyways? I'm just kind of keep picking it up. One weight. Yeah, fine.
Alright.
And that's it here. Curious. Wait, can I not get outside? Oh. Hello, who might you be? I might be stuck in a cutscene. Ah, no, there we go. Let's see. Unlike the other collectors you've seen, the ropes on this one seems to be of fine quality. Ah, another debtor has come to visit us. Please excuse the mess. My colleagues haven't had the time to tidy up. There's no way out. Why, there sure is. The door is right over there. But you need one of these to activate the portal. He holds up what appears to be a small glass bead. Come, let us talk the price. I'm listening. Simple. You pay my comrades and me 100 coppers, and I'll give you the key to the portal. What if I don't want to pay? Then my friends and I will have to just sell your body to the dustbin. Either way, we get paid. I don't like this scheme. I think I'll kill you instead. Alrighty, and that's precisely what I'm gonna be doing, because, or try to anyways, try to use his taunt ability that I didn't even realize he had. And let's see. So we have Vlask. So the reason why I decided to just kill him rather than negotiate is clearly he has been pulling this trick with other people, and most people can't pay 100 coins, so I can't let him just run around with doing this kind of shady stuff. So yeah, if he was asking for like 10 copper as like, oh whatever, he might just be making ends meet, but 100? Now he actually wants to kill people. Whoa, it's Tony! Thank you for the raid into the host, and welcome everybody. I hope you're doing well. Alrighty, they are hitting me pretty hard, so let me use one of my cloth charms to heal up.
I'm hurt.
Yeah, that's why you should use the cloth charms. Did you not use them? No, I used them. Do I need to use them via the menu? Because it does not appear that I used them outside the menu. Oh, it just knocked them out already. They are hitting real hard.
Did you see that?
We're definitely not made for this kind of combat. Good thing we have a bunch of healing items. Am I cheating the system by using them in my inventory or what? Then again, I'm more interested in the story anyways.
Done.
Alrighty, monies, jagged knife, jar of infinite recall, that's the second one. I know the knife is not worth much, so I'm just gonna leave it here. And we have a dirty rat charm, worth a little bit more. Scroll of Adder's Kiss, Vlask's Portal Key, and high quality stiletto. And the rusty dagger. Well, that was quite something. A small fragile glass bead containing the reagents needed to open a certain portal once. Simply crush it to activate it. I see. You see a small fragile glass bead. Peering inside the bead, you can see a colorful mist swirling about. Crush the bead. Good thing I know what to do with this thing. Well, we shouldn't go back in there. I'd better break the lock. That should keep anyone else from entering. Hey, mirror friend, have you seen what's happening here? Wonder whether he might have tried to lure me in there if I talked to him beforehand. You can smell the reek of dung and rotting meat on this man, even from afar. Though obviously weak and decrepit, his long, thin fingers and sunken eyes give him a sinister look as he scuttles through the garbage around him. The way he drools and rolls his eyes makes you wonder if he's mad. Greetings. He tries to focus on you, but his gaze wanders. His eyes are set deeply into hollow sockets, and his skin is terribly pale and diseased, covered with rashes and yellow patches that look ready to peel from his body at any moment. The stench emanating from him is terrible. As you open your mouth to speak, as he licks his lips and swallows, "Yo, that Are you right? Yo!" He licks his lips again, on his long, spindly fingers pick at his skin as he stares at you. "Yo, dead there?" He glances to your left, then his eyes dart back to you. "Dead? Dead? Hungry." He reaches out to touch you, licking his gabrous lips. So he tells me he's hungry and is looking. No, don't let him touch me. His hands claw the empty air where you were, and gives a low whine like a paint dog. "Hungry." Step back. His hands suddenly shoot out to catch a fat, white crab that was squirming in a nearby heap of offal. You feel your stomach churn as he takes the maggot and shoves it into his mouth. He chews it slowly, then swallows. "Yo, dead?" "No, I'm not dead." "Yo, look dead." He scratches himself beneath his robe, and you suddenly notice that he has a finger hanging from his neck on a cord. It looks like there's a ring on it. "Still hungry." What is that finger bone? He looks down, his plague-ridden features twisting into a ghastly, snaggle-toothed parody of a grin. "Snack." He looks ready to chew on it. I'm interested in the ring. Don't eat that. Have a bite of me instead. I'm more fresh. He smiles and reaches for your outstretched hand. "Give me the bone finger first, or the bone first, marrow friend." He nods greedily and lets you take the finger bone. Well, I do to eat my contracts, let him bite me. Hopefully it's not too much damage. His teeth sink into the meat of your forearm and pull a chunk away with a single branch of his neck. The pain is excruciating, but Marrow Friend sits on his staunches as if nothing had happened, chewing noisily at the mouthful of meat he pulled away. "Oh, thanks. Farewell."
I'm gone.
And I probably got the fingers? Bone. This is a decayed, nearly meatless finger. I don't need to read this, I'm just gonna use it. Alright, it actually says the same thing. There's still some sort of odd ring on the finger. It is an intricate ring, sculpted with dozens of tiny ornate flanges and decorative protrusions. Pull the ring from the finger. Try as you might, you cannot remove the ring. It's almost as if the ring's sharp edges have dug into the lifeless finger itself and refuse to release it. You have an odd feeling about it, however. What? Why is that an option? Oh my goodness. Remove your own finger? Replace it with the finger bone? Alright, Nameless One, if that's something you can think about, let's just do it. You place the ring finger on your left hand into your mouth, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and bite down as hard as you can. You spit the bloody finger out and place the rotted ring-laden finger or laden finger bone against the gushing stump. Continue. At first, nothing happens, and you're horrified at the thought of what you've just done. Suddenly, though, you feel a strange tingling sensation as bones fuse and tendons reknit. In moments, the rotting finger bone has become a living part of your body, though it still throbs painfully. The giant ring suddenly loosens and slips off into the palm of your hand. How would you even figure that one out? Seriously? Mempas Binding Ring. Really? Mempa was a mage obsessed with the possibility of having her magic items lost or burgled while she was asleep or otherwise incapacitated. While the vast majority of her carried possessions were inseparable from her corpse and thus buried with her, some of her weaker items, early experiments perhaps, were left behind and remain in the world of the living. Mempa's biting ring, whose powerful aura protects its bearer from bodily harm, is one such item. However, once placed upon one's finger, the ring bites down and holds on so tenaciously that it is nigh impossible to remove it from the bitten digit. It's a cursed item, which means we will not be able to remove it once we equip it. That still doesn't explain as to why the finger actually fused with your body, Nameless One. What kind of talents do you have? This is fascinating. It would be, well, reducing my armor class a bit, but I'm not sure that's the best thing to do. We did see a remove curse scroll, I think, in the old lady's inventory, so we would know how to get a scroll, but I can't cast those yet. Equip it on Mort. Mort can't equip any of these things. He literally doesn't have a body to equip it with. And I'm curious whether he actually might get a body, because that was implied at the beginning. Or maybe he's just always going to be that. Alright, I would like to heal. Thank you very much. And let's see. Yeah, she has a scroll for remove curse. It costs 900 gold. So it's really expensive if I wanted to remove it. I mean, I guess I'm probably not gonna find another ring anytime soon, so might still be worth it. I assume it still gives, even though it's cursed, it still gives me the -2 AC, right? Actually, I do have another ring. Oh yeah. Cursed. Yep, alright, it still actually gives me the armor class proper. Thank you, Mebeth. Appreciate it.
I'm gone.
Alrighty, I'm actually glad that the Nameless One decided to just remove the door. Because, yeah, the door is locked. Well, something like that. You destroyed the lock. That's what he did. And this appears to be everything here. There might be a way to wait. What did the journal say about this? If we want to find, actually, I can't imagine I would find a gardener in the hive. Alrighty. So... Question.
Right.
In which direction do I need to travel in order to find the gardener? Or whatever it might entail. Because I think if I want to focus on maybe becoming a mage first, that might be one of my earlier things to do. I can apparently walk over there. So there is an entrance right here. I was kind of looking at the journal where there might be... Farrad told me on how to get to... Wait, is that actually a place you can go? This looks like a bridge is up above? Maybe they're just getting close but can't get up there. I should have been running. Nope, you can just walk over there, huh? That looked like a dead end to me. This is where we go towards Farrad. But do you want to know where can I find a gardener in order to grow the black barb seed? Just kind of the direction, the general area. Nothing too precise. The area of Hive. There. This sacking platform looks as if it is about to collapse. From what I understand, the entire slums is considered the Hive, so... Yeah, the southeast area. Alrighty, it's gonna be where we're gonna go next, after checking out this. Thank you, Newster. The underbelly of the platform is thick with raised vines. It looks like it's holding the platform together. We already knew that, so there's one entrance there. There was another one around here-ish. More stuff over here. Oh! This archway leads only inches into a small building before becoming blocked by a solid wall of refuse. The rubbish is packed so tightly it might as well be stones and mortar. As you come closer, however, the archway's outline begins to shimmer. You notice a handful of junk you've been carrying about begins to shimmer as well. Junk? Did a key. Thrust the junk into the archway. The wall of refuse flickers, wavers, and seems to fold in on itself, revealing an open space beyond it. A passage or portal seems to have formed within the frame of the doorway. Wait, is that all my junk? No, I still have 5. I wonder whether I need junk each time. Ah, there's another one that's open over there. A trash-filled archway to the trash warrens. There was another entrance somewhere around here-ish that I've seen from afar, but I don't know how to get to. Wait, it already closed? Does that cost me trash each time? No, it just stays here. Wait, what? Apparently if I open up my menu, that's what happens. What? Oh, I couldn't go over here before? Interesting. I'm actually a bit confused as to what the layout, like elevation of this place looks like. Sure, let's go to the trash warren. Might be my next dungeon. Oh. Well, that could be interesting. A ragged middle-aged collector approaches you as you enter the area. Aye. He quickly looks at you over and sneers. Don't know you. Greetings. The collector continues to glare at you. Is there a problem? The problem, as I be seen it, Burke, is that he continued to breathe in my presence, he spits. Collecting bodies before they're dead sounds like a good way to meet the lady. You seem to talk some sense into the collector. Oh, you seem to talk some sense into the collector as he turns away from you. Watch your back, cutter. Most you will talk to you with their blade before their bone box. If you stay much longer, I'd be doing the same. Whatever. Looks like these piles of rags are used as beds. The walls these trash warrens are made of junk, crushed together by the weight of the mountains of garbage above. Curious. Trash warrens, thug, collectors, and anomaly.
Done.
Wonder whether he is going to inquire if I just walk past. Nope. Curious that the Lady of Pain apparently is something that he does consider. More junk? Oh. They might attack me. Nope, they didn't. Also, I keep forgetting that I do have this charm here, which gives me basically plus 2 AC and 2 to 8 temporary hit points. I should just use it when we get into combat, because we have a second one of these. Or sell it. What's that? More junk. I mean, I was kind of carrying the junk around for fun, but now it actually is useful. Turns out I should just carry around everything for fun, huh? I don't have that many inventory slots. You can stack those embalming charms, really? No. This looks like it was some sort of permanent structure, perhaps buried in the surrounding trash. Oh. Trash warrens thug. Decides to attack me.
All right.
Lovely. Bonk. That was loud. Okay, both attack the same guy because that just makes it more efficient. No reason to spread out damage. Very good.
Damn it.
Ooh, more to take damage. But we are fine.
Done.
Alright, 6 copper common. Let's actually just quick loot. Copper earring, and we leave the knives on the floor. For the next fools who will attempt the same. Oh, you can embalm a character multiple times and the effects stack. Ah, interesting. I didn't catch that. Curious. Buried villagers? Why are you attacking me, dude? I don't mean to... hurt you if I can avoid it. It's an entire underground city. You know, this kind of reminds me of the gutter in Dark Souls 2 a little bit. I know it's kind of a backwards comparison, considering this game is much older, but that's just how it feels. Oh, more trash warren thugs. Just gonna try and get one of these at a time rather than all of them. Or not. One of them has a nicer hat than the others. Ooh, Mort actually took some damage. More damage. The nameless one heals naturally a little bit, so...
Damn it.
Damn.
These rings do not stack, do they? Yeah. That's the last one.
Damn.
Good enough for me, and another bronze ring. Except the inventory is full. Wonder whether there's a stash somewhere that I could
Done.
use to just put stuff away. Whether, if I become a mage, I actually will be able to use up all the scrolls to put into my spellbook, I suppose. At least if it's like Baldur's Gate. That's how it should work. I want to do it, just attract one of them. Right.
Did you see that?
Actually, considering these are not zombies, well, I have proficiency with daggers, so I think the bone dagger is a better weapon for me anyways. Alright, who else wants to try? You meant that since there's a small 3, you can create a single charm? I don't understand. What is this place? This appears to be maybe another exit if we had the appropriate key. Do not have the key here. Honestly, this is a fascinating way to structure a game where the keys can be anything. So in a sense, knowledge is the key. But also literal keys at times. You can store items in barrels and boxes just like in Baldur's Gate. I do not do this because you're paranoid that they will disappear, but it should be just fine. There. Oh, who would this be? Bish. Hi. As you enter the room, a large, heavy-set man gets up from his chair and approaches you.
Hello there. Name's Bish. Who might you be?
At and again, I have no name.
What do you mean you don't have a name? You just come back from stick swimming, you clueless sot.
You notice Bish slowly moving his hand towards his weapon.
Or are you just telling me to hide something methinks?
Look, I'm telling you the truth, I don't know my name. Bish throws his hands up in the air in frustration.
Forget it, Burke. Not important anymore, anyhow.
He shakes his head and back and forth.
More important is, what are you doing down here?
I was told I could find ferret around these parts. Bish eyes you suspiciously.
Ferret usually fills me in on visitors. I don't recall the likes of you being mentioned.
He quickly glances you over before giving an apathic shrug.
You don't look like anything the guards couldn't handle. On with you.
Farewell. Fair enough. Well, this is where we get to ferret, apparently. This is a huge bronze bell in this room. This room must be the top of a bell tower? Oh. So didn't we talk to... Nothing said here. Didn't we talk to the other guy who's looking for his sister? I'm just gonna move on for now anyways. Maybe we can just talk to Ferret. Although I am advised that maybe I should just go down the wizard path first. Yeah, I've actually been considering that. Alright, let's backtrack real quick. In this case, let's just go ahead and find that gardener or whatever else it might be. It is 9:36 p.m. That is not accurate, but that number actually almost looked like it could be the real time right now. And I was thinking, oh boy, I need to prepare for the tournament match soon. So I don't have that much time to play today. Alright, that is fascinating. Can I just walk over here? Run, please. Just a chunk of the archway, done. Oh, you need to move through here every time separately. Fair enough. So this is how the trash heap came to be, huh? Or at least that's how it appears to be. There might be more over there for all I know. There's an entrance somewhere around here. There it is. Can I somehow get in there? Oh, I can. There is another place over here. Hang on. I was curious about the center. Small dwelling. Alright.
All right.
Mort, you're in the way.
What? Sure, why not?
Nothing in there.
I'm gone.
Nothing in here. Yeah, because also, if I can learn the spells, they would be out of my inventory and I would have more space as well. So that would help. Alright, I'm curious whether this is going to lead me to a different place again. Just now, or where we're gonna go. Wait, how do I get out of here? Where is there? It's the exit. Alright, I need to go to the southeast hive. Southwest, northeast. Let's go south first. But was this where the thugs were, or did I misremember? This is Mar. We actually didn't talk to anybody there, did we, in this area? We have not explored that one yet. Okay, southeastern portion of the hive. This is the marketplace and Nals and mostly these people. Alrighty, we are in the southeast portion of the hive. Kuatra's warehouse. And there's more or less a direct connection to the northeast, it appears. Collector, harlot, drunk, more drunks. Hive dwellers. More wines. Amaris? Oh, that sounds interesting. Hi. I found your brother. You see a young woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. She smells faintly of cheap perfume, and her face, though pretty, is painted with garish makeup. She smiles coyly as she sees you. Seeking some company, love? How would you know that? Are you by any chance Amaris? She stares at you silently for a long time, then speaks. I was called that once, long ago. Who are you? I was sent to find you by Nod, your brother. He's worried about you and hoped I could tell him how you were. Nod? He's alive? Where? Why didn't he come back to seek me out himself? I think he's ashamed. He's a collector now, living in poverty in Brackbaker Square. He doesn't seem quite right in the head, I mean.
Updated my journal.
He was a bit touched even as a child when his name was Thodas. Oh, I've missed him so. A shame though. Me own work's no more proud, and well, at least I'm doing well for myself, for a hiver. At any rate, I must visit him soon. She looks at you closely for the first time since you've spoken. Are you a friend or not, or? Of sorts, yes. Why? Could you? She frowns, biting her lip, as if considering something. Could you give this to him? She steps close to you and offers a pouch of what looks to be about 100 copper commons. Yes, I swear I'll get it to him.
Updated my journal.
She hands you the pouch. Thank you. Go speak to Nod for me, and tell him how I worry about him so. I will. Farewell. Okay, we'll do that as a high priority, because I might forget otherwise. So here we have the smoldering corpse fire. Oh, that's another thing that we learned about and want to visit. We want to visit so many places. I should just focus on one thing at a time for now. Barking Wilder. Oh, are these the dogs that we've heard about? This one is Fell's Tattoo Parlor. Oh, hello. And wave. Kinda difficult to wave in. I didn't see it yet. Hey, Easy Runner. Welcome. How are you doing today? Map. Oops, this is the painted door of Tenements of Thugs. That doesn't sound like a garden to me. I was just looking for a garden place or something of that equivalent. The warehouse actually in the top left might sound like the most of what I'm looking for. There's so many dogs here. I'm just gonna continue waving with my other hand. You doing good? That's nice. I'm doing quite fine, alright. Thank you. Mourns for trees. Well, that sounds interesting. Hey, sir. I need to drink something real quick. You see a tired-looking, sorrowful old man who is gazing at the ash-dead tree in front of him. He is mumbling to himself and tapping his chin, as if trying to figure out something. Occasionally he shakes his head sadly. Alright, I'm gonna stop waving now, thank you. Greetings. He seems momentarily startled as you interrupt his train of thought. He speaks in a calm, unhurried tone, but one full of sadness. Oh, greetings to you, friend. How's this day find you? It finds me well. He smiles, but sorrow lies in his eyes. That's good, friend. Hope your good fortune continues. He seems to about to turn back to the tree. And how's this day find you? He shrugs slightly and proffers a bit of a smile. Fortune finds me well, though I'm saddened just the same. Why is that? He pats the tree beside him. It's the trees here in the hive. They're dying, friend, and no one cares. Seeing the look on your face, he holds his hands up as if to silence you for a moment. It may not matter to some, but it's important to me. I feel it's a shame to see the last tatters of life and beauty in this world left, uncared for, to die. Can you understand that, friend? Yeah, I think you're right. That's quite sad. He seems surprised and blurts out, Really? Oh, I mean, wonderful. Perhaps you would... He pauses and seems suddenly suspicious. Hero composes himself, speaking in his unusual slow manner. Or in his usual slow manner. In any case, that's good. I suppose you have some questions for me now. No, not just yet. What is it you were going to ask? For the first time, the man seems genuinely happy. Beaming, he explains. It's difficult for anyone to survive here. Just look around and you'll see what I mean, friend. I'm not sure if it's possible for trees to thrive here, even if they somehow were to get enough light and clean water. Go on. He nods enthusiastically, but if enough people care, really want them to live, I just know they'll survive. They'll turn green again and flourish. Well, this is Planescape Torment. You could be right. I am right, I'm certain of it. A sense of conviction surrounds him, like an aura. He seems so unlike the man you first spoke to. That's all I'd ask of you, friend. Just care for them. Hope for their recovery. In some time, should enough people want it, it will come to pass. Can you do that for me, friend? Yeah, sure, I'll help.
Excellent, my friend, excellent. I thank you. You've given me back my confidence, my purpose. Perhaps I can find others like you who listen. Perhaps we'll make the difference. What about your companions, friend? Would you speak to them on my behalf? Mort, what do you think?
Huh? Ah, yeah, Chief, sure, whatever you say.
I'm serious, Mort. Can you make the effort? Mort looks at you for a while, silently, then nods.
Yeah, I can. If it's that important, I'll do it.
Thanks. I had some questions, Morns. He nods, awaiting your question. I need some herbs sprung from the seed. Can you help me? Mons for Trees takes the seed from you and holds it up to his eye. What an odd seed. Are these those teeth along the edge? Barbs, perhaps. Where did you come by it from? Old Mebeth, the midwife of the square, needs some herbs sprung from that seed. Do you know where I could get some? No. Mourns for Trees continues to stare at the seed in his hand. This is the only seed of its kind I've ever seen. He winces, and a spot of blood glistens on his thumb. The barbs on it are sharp indeed. Perhaps you should hold on to it. So you can't help me either? You know, Nameless One, you should probably warn the people when you hand them the seed by now. Unless you can make that one grow, I cannot. Again, I've never seen a seed of it like before, friend. If we wanted it to grow enough, is it possible to make it grow? Mourns for Trees looks at the seed. Perhaps, if you cared enough to see it grow. Sure, focus on the seed, will it to grow. Wait, actually that works. To your surprise, yeah, indeed surprise, there's a crack on the seed split. Or the seed splits, twigs splitting from its surface like fingers. Instinctively, you drop the seed, but the talon-like twigs wraps around your wrist and will not let go. What the hell?
Updated my journal.
Mourns for Trees stares at the barbed branches wrapped around your wrist, stunned. I think the barbs on those new branches would be more than enough for what your friend needs. Well, I will return it to her then. Thank you for your help. Farewell. Well, that was an interesting solution to that. That's really not what I expected. Right. We're coming back here, probably with more companions sometime, and we need all of them to care for the tree so the tree grows. I actually love that concept where it's like, how do you make the tree grow? You just need to really want it, you know? And I love that this works in this universe. It's like painting your car red in order to make it go faster. Type of deal. Oh! The Avishai still doesn't like me. I'm not gonna go anywhere near that guy. 3 times faster even. Oh, I believe it. So if I paint it blue, is it going to be a nice and calm ride? Or is it just gonna be cold instead? Alright, we did the thing. That was fascinating, but I feel like that was exactly what she wanted me to do. Mebeth turns as you enter and gives you a skeptical eye.
Your path brings you back here, does it, child?
I returned with those herbs you wanted. Now, maybe you can get this damned bramble patch off my wrist?
Is that so?
Mebeth glances at the barbs that surround your wrist.
If so, think you'd off to, then.
Alright, let's do so.
Updated my journal.
Creaking and snapping, the black barbed branches unravel themselves from your wrist and form into a tangled ball of brush and twigs. It looks like a nest of dead black snakes. Mebeth snorts.
Think it into a picture frame or some such something with more structure and less angles.
Concentrate on the barbed ball, then imagine it as a picture frame. Oh, I would have gone for a chair, dude.
The branched ball creaks, the twigs bending and twisting until the branches have bent themselves into a small picture frame. Two handspans on a side. Almost unconsciously, you imagine shape the barbs so to the back of the frame, so it can be hung from the wall easily. And as an afterthought, you move the remaining barbs to the inside of the frame, so it can be picked up by the edges. How's that? Mabeth stares at the frame for a moment, then cackles. Ha! Square enough it is. Good work, child, good work. She picks up the frame and scrutinizes it. This'll do nicely. Is that all you wanted it for? Aye? Well, this is enough. She sniffs. Aye, but there was one thing I forgot to tell you to fetch when you left the last time, and it'll take you back to the merchant square, it will. Look for the cloth seller, Discord. He has some rags of mine that he was supposed to wash, and long as has it has been since I first asked him to do it. I'll go get it. Farewell. She could have asked me to do that the first time through, but I also never would have had to leave if I realized how to handle the seed myself. If you think about it that way. Alright, we know exactly where Discord is. He's the flag man. Hello. Discord turns to you. I Discord. He bows and spreads his trembling scarred hands. I Discord. I'm here to pick up someone's wash. Mabeth, the midwife. Rackpicker Square? Discord blinks. Wash cloth? Yes, Mabeth. From Rackpicker Square? Eh? Rackpicker? He taps his fingers as if counting something. I know. I remember. He holds up a trembling finger as if telling you to wait. Wait for him to fetch the wash. He comes back with a flattened mass of green rags, thin as paper, yet so stiff that they look like they could double as wooden boards. The rags are so caked with a greenish lime starch that they look like it would take years of soaking to relax them. How many times did you clean these? Discord, wash clothes, starch clothes every 5th day. Wash clothes, starch clothes every 5th day. His eyes flicker. Discord wash many years, always starch cloth on 5th day. Discord's ritual. But they're ruined. Washcloth is Discord's ritual. His voice is flat, almost zombie-like. Must starch cloth every 5th day. What's the point of doing it every 5 days when they don't need... never mind. Just hand them over. Give cloth. He nods and hands you the rags. They're heavy. It's like carrying an armload of bricks. I'll take them to Mabeth now. Farewell. Mabeth's wash. This is a flattened mass of green rags, thin as paper, yet so stiff they look like they could double as wooden boards. Perhaps Mabeth can find a way to salvage them, but you think that would be beyond anyone's ability. Well, that was interesting. Back we go. A little bit of fetch quest, a bit of running around. And back over here we go. Also, we need to talk to Not over there. Hello, Mabeth. Mabeth seems lost in twisting the black-branched picture frame you made for her. She is squaring the edges and snapping off some of the barbed seeds on the branches. She suddenly notices you and sets down the frame. Aye, child? I brought your wash. I think Discord was a little heavy on the cleaning ritual, though. She takes the stacks of starched green rags from you, and she examines them critically. At least they won't tear, she sighs, or bend
What was with that cloth merchant, Jisgirl? His hands were all scarred and he seemed slow. Mabeth is still turning the cloth over in her hands, tapping it with her fingers. Well, child, sometimes one burns with the art, and other times the art burns ye. Is that what happened to him? Mabeth clicks her tongue. Mayhap. There's some for who using the art is like breathing. This rolls about with pointy hats and stinkweed pipes. And there's hedge wizards and plain-touched gypsies and fortune easters and half-seers and midwives who flicker with the art. Them have a hard time of it. And Discord was one of them. Mabeth nods, aye. So to speak. In some ways he's no different now than he was. Addicted to habit and ritual he was. She sets down those stiff rags. They clunk as she places them on the floor. Aye, now, there's one last thing I need from you, child. Alright, of course, what do you need? Only this. I need some inks for scribing. Some ingredients in one of the cookery pot books. I'll need you to fetch some from one of the merchants. Kusajai be her name. Alright, I'll see if I can find them, but I already have some questions
Dated my
first.
journal.
Where do I find Kosajai? I could use some healing, I guess. Thank you, Mabeth. But the writing is much better than your usual fetch quest. I mean, in
This is
MMOs...
probably the worst place we can be in Sigil at the worst time.
Really? I guess midnight is always the worst time, huh? I guess I don't really in MMOs at least, I don't read the quest, I just follow the markers, which is fine for me. Alright, we are looking for... What was the name? Get ink for Mabeth from Kosajai. In the market square. She's probably the only merchant I haven't spoken to yet. She, alright. The only merchant I haven't spoken to yet. Maybe it's one of the entrances. Brasken. Kosajai. Well, maybe it's her. The woman smiles warmly at your approach. Hello again, sir. And what would you like to purchase this day, What are you selling right now? I sell plates, cups, and stuff. Alright, step closer to examine the contents of the crate. There's nothing I need there. I have questions. Alright, she's not the one. The only thing I know is that she apparently is, well, a female merchant, because that's what my quest log told me. I couldn't infer that from the name. And apparently she is at the market square. Hmm. Maybe in here? Let's actually sell the stuff real quick. Okay, the stiletto doesn't even sell for much. He doesn't want bronze rings either. Oh, fair enough.
Right.
She's there. The name just covered up by another Hive merchant. He is. I'm just blind. I appreciate that. Not. Ah, there you are. I have talked to you. Fresh fish? Oh, of course, that makes sense. Squid ink. I could have known that. I didn't connect the dots. The old woman gives you a gummy smile.
Some fish, my child. Fish heads.
A cloying fish smell surrounds her. Mabeth said you sell ink. She sent me to purchase some.
Ink? She chuckles. Nay, sir, I sells no ink. I sells just fish.
Are you sure? Mabeth, the midwife in Rackpicker Square, mentioned you specifically.
Heh. Well, Kasajai was me. Dam's name. Dam's name. And me, grandma's name. So it could be any of us. Yet they're both in the dead book, so only this Kasajai matters. No idea what she meant about the midwife in the Picker Square, you say? She thinks for a moment. Don't know her. I don't.
So you don't have any ink. Well, I can't say that's much of a surprise. I swear, Mabeth is having me run in circles.
Now hold on. Your midwife's friend's not all wrong. I know how you can get ink, but it may not be the ink you're looking for. The ink I'm thinking of bleeds from the gills of the Brogotafin, it does.
This Brogotafin. It bleeds ink.
She frowns. Aye. Thing is, that fish is not for eating. It's got horrible taste, scalds the tongue, and you can ask Miriam. She pitches her fists out down the street at Southerly Way. She cackles. She might have one of them fish you needs on her pole.
Well, I'll go seek her out.
My journal.
Thank you. Alright, we're looking for Miriam. Well, it's not quite squid, but same concept. Here's Miriam.
Well met again, sir. What can I do for you?
Have you heard of a Brogotafin? I was told it bleeds ink from its gills.
She blinks, then nods. Aye, that fish. That fish is a strange one, it is. Not many have heard of it, and less would want to eat it. Difficult to kill, and even in death, it still seems to live. Not many want to latch their teeth on something that still breathes.
Do you have one?
Updated my journal.
Aye, but the ink you'll need something to carry it in. Have you a bowl or cup perchance?
Or a tankard. Maybe one of the merchants is selling one. Farewell. Well, I know exactly who is selling one.
Come in, Basher. Look here.
This one. What are you selling right now? I need something to hold ink in. Do you have a tankard or a goblet for sale?
She nods. Ah yes, many kinds. They range in price from new coppers to several hundreds.
Actually, I'm looking for the cheapest one you have.
She raises an eyebrow.
She reaches into a crate at her side, then throws a battered-looking tankard at you. It is covered in dents, and its handle looks like it's about to fall off. This one looks like it was used on someone's skull.
She smiles slightly.
It'll do. Thanks, and farewell. Wait, did that not cost anything?
My journal.
Maybe it did. I just didn't pay attention to my money. Alright, I brought a tankard. Can I get the ink from the fish in it?
She nods and plucks a fish from her pole. It twitches as she grabs it, then starts lashing about as she begins to twist it like a rag. She wrings it until bluish black ichor begins to trickle from the fish's gills. When your tankard is almost full, she relaxes her grip and throws the twitching fish into a sack at her side.
Thanks. Farewell.
My journal.
I don't even pay her? Come on, nameless one. Also, that lady's scary if she can just literally wring out a fish like that. Certainly stronger than me.
Don't mind me. Sigil is a scary place. I agree. I haven't forgotten Not, by the way. I just don't want to finish the quest.
This is probably the worst place we can be in Sigil at the worst time.
Oh, no, this right here. I want to become a mage before we complete the quest, so I get the experience on mage instead. Hello, old Mebeth. Here's that ink you wanted. Mebeth takes the tankard of ink from you, then sniffs it.
Prime ink.
Fresh it is, aye. She nods at you.
You've done well, child. All I've asked... Oh, you've done well, child. All I've asked. Now, ask you again. After all you've seen, do you still want to learn the art?
Yes, after all, the guiding goal of your errands was to test my persistence, was it not?
Mebeth smiles, then nods. Yes, mayhap, child, mayhap.
And that's not all. You knew who I had to see to accomplish each errand, didn't you?
Mebeth nods again, slower this time. Mayhap, child, mayhap. Even so, what did your senses tell you about them?
Mourns for Trees showed me that my beliefs affect the world around me. Discord taught me that ritual is a wasted effort if the purpose of the ritual is ignored. Miriam taught me that no matter how much I think I know, there is still much I can learn from another's eyes. Mebeth is silent for a moment. Then she walks slowly over to you and touches you on the cheek.
Oh, child, she sighs. You will be a master sorcerer one day, you will. You have the knowing of it, yet you've gone to all Mebeth for help, you have. What could a midwife teach such one?
Much, Mebeth. I want to learn all you have to teach. Unusable item placed in backpack. Gained experience 2000, which probably means I'm a mage now.
So you'll walk the path then?
Mebeth pauses.
Well, first things first. Just having the knack for the art isn't enough. You need some means of giving it focus. Usually spells. The spells are usually in a book, so the art demands to have a spell book, or it's like before you can cast spells. Can you read?
Yes.
Then let's test it. Can you read this?
Mebeth draws forth a small tattered card. It looks like a recipe. Examine the recipe. The writing on the recipe swims before your eyes, each symbol twisting out of focus whenever you try to read it. Almost instinctively, you relax your eyes, allowing them to take in the page all at once, and the symbols suddenly bleed together. The recipe lists measurements, ingredients. It appears to be some sort of minor divination. This is a minor divination, isn't it? It looks like it's a spell that allows the user to see the nature of an item, to see whether it's enchanted or not. Identify. Mebeth's eyes widen.
Who are you to test old Mebeth, so? Are you some fiend?
No, well, not to my knowledge. What's wrong?
Updated my journal.
Well, not expecting it,
She nods at the recipe, then plucks it out of your hand.
But you see, it's written in the language of the art. If you're not a mageling yet, it should be all swirled jumble of mishmash. She snaps her finger, yet clear as crystal. You pluck the sense of it right up. Mayhap you tell old Mebeth why that is.
I think I may have known once, but forgot. Seeing the symbols just jarred my memory.
Or else a natural gift you might have. No matter. You've just shaved seasons of your learning, you have.
Mebeth humps.
I'd be looking for someone to handle the chores around here I had.
If you need help with anything around here, you can still ask. It's the least I can do in exchange for you teaching me.
No, don't worry yourself about that. She frowns. Well, you can read spells well enough, but spells are no good to you without a book to put them in.
Well, do you have one?
Bebeth glances around the hut. Then she catches sight of the black barbed picture frame you made. She picks it up carefully and studies it. This'll do.
That thing? It's just a frame.
Ah, but so are ye, child. Still holding the frame, she picks up one of the starched rags you got from Jiskor. With a yank, she pulls off the greenish starched surface film. It flutters in the air like a wispy bit of cloth. Whatever Jiskor uses in the wash, it works better than curing, stretching, and stoning does on a normal rag. Can't afford parchment, I can't.
Parchment?
She takes the starchy film and pulls it over the black barbed frame, latching the rag's edges onto the books around the frame until it looks like a small greenish black painter's canvas. It's missing something.
Well, it needs something painted on it.
She nods. Aye. Or written on it. She takes the tankard of ink you've given her and sets it down next to her. She dips one of her fingernails into the tankard, then draws it out. Mumbling to herself, she begins to scratch symbols onto the frame. One by one, still mumbling to herself. Let's wait. All's done. Mabeth stands, drying her ink-stained fingernail on her robe. She tilts her head, regarding the strange, framed page in front of her. A page for your spellbook, it is. She indicates you should pick it up. Well, let's take it. Inside your spellbook are your recipes, your spells, if you will. As long as they sit in the book, though they're just words. She taps her head. The art demands you pluck the magic out of the book and put them in your attic, your head. A four, you know, can tap into the power.
Go on.
You put them in your attic by studying them, memorizing them. You usually need to rest first before you can do this, though. Any questions?
Nope. No, Mabeth.
Oh, no questions, eh? Well, now you should have questions. You know all that's about how to memorize a spell, do you? You're a sharp one. You sure don't need any more of Mabeth's words for all gobbling up your precious time. You're a master sorcerer already.
Forgive me, Mabeth. I meant no questions on what you said. Please explain how to memorize spells.
Alright then. Here's the dark of how you memorize the spells. Pick the spells you want to stick in your head from your spellbook before you go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, they'll be buzzing in your head like flies, ready to be let out.
How many spells can I cast?
You can cast only one, mayhap 2 spells before needing to rest again. As a tiny flitting mageling, there isn't much room in your attic. So use your spells wisely until you get wiser in the art. As your power increases, you get more room in your attic for spells.
Alright, go on.
You can only cast spells you've memorized, so if you want to use the art to say, meant something twice, you don't need to have memorized the spell how many times?
Twice.
Mabeth knows. Aye. Twice. Right enough.
I think I understand the basics method. Farewell.
Before you go, child, you'll need some magics for you to whet your appetite. Mabeth rummages in her robe, then pulls forth 3 small recipes, which she passes to you. You should copy these into your book, so they can go into your attic as soon as possible. Thanks,
Updated
Mabeth.
my journal.
Wait, there's more. Mabeth fishes a tiny bundle of black cloth from her apron and unrolls it, producing a pair of amber earrings. These will protect you on your travels, child. I no longer wear them myself, so go ahead and take them.
Thanks again.
All right, child. Don't tarry here any longer. One such as ye has other ways to spend one's time rather than hang around old Mabeth.
You're not so old.
Ha, you flatterer. Your tongue is so lined with silver, it would shame a baptise. Get your hands.
Thanks for everything, Maverick.
Ha, you can thank me by not playing the alcove with what you've learned. The art's damned many a fool who thought to bend it in ways the art weren't meant to bend. I'll get along with you.
Farewell.
I feel stronger.
Call of the art. And now we are a mage, level 1. And we have gained enough experience to already level up, which is fascinating. But Tia's is a kind of demon. I see. It's actually quite fascinating how it explains everything in universe. Level up. We gained 2 hit points. Wait, how much hit points do I have right now? Spell memorization abilities have increased. We're actually almost at level... Wait, we are level 3 already? So we leveled up twice. We're almost at level 4. It's a lot of experience. How much HP do I have now? Also, there's a recipe for Identify, a recipe for Blood Bridge, and recipe for Chromatic Orb. You started at 3? You gain full hit points on your highest class, then your other classes you earn just a little. Alrighty, fair enough. Okay, we have 49 hit points. So I was kind of wondering whether I would lose hit points changing class like that. Alrighty, let's see. Recipe for Identify. Allows you to copy the Identify spell into the book. This tattered card has the recipe for the ingredients and the incantations necessary for the minor divination spell Identify. This spell reveals the mysteries of an enchanted object, allowing you to know its exact abilities. I think I need to have it in my inventory in order to actually use it, don't I? Alright, copy Identify. You have succeeded. Actually, in Baldur's Gate there's a chance to not succeed, so I'm gonna save real quick. But there's also an option to always succeed for spell copying. Blood Bridge. I don't know that one actually. And Chromatic Orb, we've actually read about this one. This one, Chromatic Orb, might be really strong. Also, I guess it appears green when I can use these. Scrolls of Fist of Iron. Which... wonder how good that is now. This is in order to improve my... well, fist abilities, but at the same time... I can't use certain fist weapons anymore, so... Also, we acquired the Amber Earrings from her. +2 to armor class. Memorize 2 additional first level mage spells. Wow, these are really good. Holy cow. 2 AC and 2 more spells? That's quite something. Identify! Oh yeah, we could use the scroll. But I'm probably just gonna sell the scroll and use while sleep in order to cast the Identify spell instead. Alright, a Scroll of Strength, copy the spell. Scroll of Ice Knife, copy the spell. Scroll of Armor, we copy that over as well. Scroll of Other's Kiss. 150 feet range. So 5 seconds per 3 levels. Area of effect, 1 creature. Saving throw, none. What does it do? When cast, the caster chooses any target within 150 foot. That's a long reach. Holy cow. Other's Kiss will strike for 2 to 8 hit points of acid damage for every 3 levels of the caster. The acid lasts 5 seconds long, inflicting another 2 to 8 hit points of acid damage. So the higher level I am, the stronger the spell is going to be.
Alrighty, now spells. The main spellbook is right here. I have 4 spell slots to memorize things. And I'm going to memorize 1 identify. Let's see, armor gave me a 6 armor class. Plus... plus dexterity bonus, but I don't have any dexterity bonus, so this is actually weaker than my current armor class with my current equipment, so armor would not be useful. Fist of Iron I'm gonna test out once, but beyond that I think Chromatic Orb is probably my best bet for dealing damage for now. That's for first level spells. We can memorize 1 second level spell. In newer D&D editions, you just have a certain amount of spell slots for a certain level. And as long as you have the spells memorized, you can use them any number of times you have them spell slots for. But in older D&D editions, you specifically memorize like a certain spell once or twice or 3 times to cast it once or twice or 3 times. So it's basically what you have is what you specifically selected. So it allows for less variety, but such are the older versions. Let's see, Blood Bridge, what did that do? A bizarre compact of the healer's heart and the merchant's mind. This necromantic spell transforms your very body into a marketplace that barters life and death. Your life essence can be given to others, at the cost to yourself. When cast, the mage can select any living, non-undead target in touch range and drain life from himself, 2 hit points, plus 1 hit point per level of the caster, and give it to the target. Oh, that's a unique kind of healing spell, huh? We have the bracelet for mages to get the I'm gonna check that out in just a second. Ice knives, I think that was pretty good. Oh yeah, that's the thing that can bonk into a wall. Can also have the strength spell. So, okay, since I'm a wizard, it would give me 1d4 points of strength. For Mort, because he is a warrior, it actually gives you 1d8 points of strength. Although without hands, he might not be able to interact with certain things anyways. We'll see, but this could be useful in specific situations. And Adder's Kiss. It seems to be the most straightforward to just deal damage to a specific target. I'm gonna try Ice Knife first because I'm not entirely sure how that works. And I would like to rest. Could I rest here? She nods. Of course, child. I have a mess of blankets in the corner. That would serve. That would be fine. Thank you. Oh. You have rested for 8 hours. I have never rested before, so this is the first time I see that screen. I suppose that is a symbolization of the Lady of Pain, probably, in there. As per 3.5e. Right, that makes sense, Royal Blue. Sounds about right. Alrighty, I would also like to sell you some things real quick, because I don't need all of them anymore. Came here to purchase. I don't know what to do with this. I want to identify this. Oh yeah, the Magus Guard we have. I need to equip that. I'm gonna sell you the Identify Scroll. I keep forgetting to use that thing anyways. Chromatic Orb Scroll would give me an additional casting of that. So might be actually useful. And Infinite Recall might still be useful in a specific circumstance. Scroll of Swarm Curse. Oh! That's the Swarm Curse. Brings a swarm of insects to all those in the area of effect. They inflict 1 through 4 plus cast level divided by 3, basically plus 1 in this case, points of damage for every 5 seconds. No one can cast a spell while within the swarm. Oh, that's actually pretty amazing, honestly. You prevent enemies from spell casting with that too. Wait, is that why the Necromancer was so weak? Because he couldn't cast any spells? Oh, that's so perfect though. Oh, Knock on the other hand, it's also second level. That's why the Necromancer didn't do anything. Holy cow, I did the right thing and didn't even realize it. So, the inaccessible, the locked can be freed and within one's grasp with this incantation. With Knock, all locked doors, chests, boxes or shackles shall be unlocked, but it doesn't affect barred gates and the likes. In addition, it can only affect up to 2 impediments per spell. 2 impediments? Probably difficulty, I guess. Blur, what does it do? Last one, well, 30 seconds curing. Alright, basically you're harder to hit. -3 penalty to all attacks and +1 to my saving throws. That's fair. I do kind of want Knock and I do want Swarm Cures because having something against opponent spellcaster seems amazing to me. I don't know what Luck does. This spell grants 2 to 8 points, bonus points to the target's luck for 5 seconds per level of the caster. This bonus increases the chance for success in various efforts such as attacking, theming skills, saving throws and the like. Alright. That's why the Necromancer didn't do anything. Such a curious... Like, I was just kind of in the impression that, well, I have this thing, I should just use it because... if I die, I can't use it anymore afterwards. Scroll of Friends. When casted temporarily gains 2 to 8 points of charisma, which could be helpful in making new friends or opening new paths. That sounds very useful when talking to people, because my charisma isn't good, it's 9. Could be up to 17 if I'm lucky. Pacify. This will pacify 2 to 8 creatures of 6 HD or less. What is HD? Hit dice. Ah, I see. So it appears to affect a certain amount of HP. It's kind of like the sleep spell, I guess. Yeah, effectively level. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense in that case. That actually makes more sense. Alright, pacify a magic missile. The spell summons a magical missile, strikes the target unerringly, which means it always hits for 2 to 5 points of damage with no saving throw possible. In addition, the caster gains 1 extra missile every 2 levels for a total of 5 missiles at level 9. A total of 5. Oh, it is 1 initially? So we have 2 missiles right now, so that would be 4 to 10 damage guaranteed. At level 1, that seems pretty strong, but I also do like the Chromatic Orb for that. I'm not gonna worry about this one now. Alrighty, I want Knock, I want Swarm Curse, and I kind of want that Friend Scroll too for now. I'm sure I'm gonna get everything eventually, but these seem to be the most useful for now. Magic Missile is a total classic, it is indeed. Alright, thank you very much, Mebeth. Copy the spell of Swarm Curse, Friends, and Knock. Knock allows me to basically... I'm not a thief, but I can potentially open locks. Maybe. We can use this as a thing here. Just gonna keep the infinite recall around. And here we also cast Identify on this earring, finally. Rule of the Threes earring. You receive this small earring from a folding note in the mouth of one of the walking corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up in is.
This earring carries a minor blessing from one of the gods of wealth on some backwater prime world. When held in the hand and the word copper is whispered, it gives the wearer 33 copper commons. This blessing can be used 3 times before the enchantment is exhausted. Ah. So basically it's like 99 coppers total. That's odd. I don't know what I was expecting, I suppose. I can sell it for more than I would get copper from. But at the same time, the earring itself might be worth more. Let's just use it. So I should have 33 more copper. I didn't pay much attention to my money. It was worth 120. Now it's 80, so it's 40 less. 40 and 40. And I gained 30 copper, so it actually would have been better if I just straight up sold it. Unless that thing is otherwise important. Actually, in general, feel free to tell me if I sell an item and you probably don't want to sell that. You don't need to tell me why, but I think that would be a fair way to go about it. Also, let's go for the Magus Guard, and then we talk to Not, and then I actually have to prepare for the tournament race. Alrighty, Magus Guard. Armor class 6. Wait, does that actually even do anything now? Oh, it does. That gives me 4 better armor class? Let me think about this. This is +2. This is +2. This is +1. I have 10 baseline, so that is 5. And this one gives me 4 in this case. Considered standard equipment for any adventuring mage. Bracelets such as these can be found across the plains. It says armor class 6. So presumably my 10 gets reduced to 6. And then afterwards these ones, the additional rings are going to be applied. So 6 minus 5 is 1. Okay, I get it. Nice. Okay, I can no longer use these, so I can probably just sell them. I don't know whether I should sell this gold earring, mortuary sanctum key. Oh yeah, you have some random things to sell here. Let's sell this real quick. Hi. I came here to purchase some charm for you. Or sell, I suppose. Can I sell the gold earring? I guess. Feel free to answer that one if you'd like to. And I'm gonna buy a few blood charms for stronger healing. Alright, sell these. Sell it. Alright. And we have 3 blood charms, which these have stronger healing than the other ones. We have something against fire. We have a blinding charm. And we are reasonably well equipped. We have a lot of random things in your equipment parcel. And that's fine. Alright, let's go in the spellbook real quick. I still have the frost daggers that I will want to test. Let's remove Identify for now. And put in Friends. Just in case, that's useful. I would like to rest here. And there we go. Alright, let's go to Nod real quick. And then that's that for today. There, mate!
I'm gone.
5 more spells? Eventually. I don't know whether there's other stuff I may want to buy too. This man is draped in filthy, tattered brown robes, a long hood concealing most of his face from view. Oh, by the way, 100 of these copper coins are not ours, so I almost forgot about that. What do you want? Wait, are you not? Nothing fair. Oh, you're not a collector.
Yellow fingers, I have not seen you before. Where's Nod? Nod!
Someone comes to speak to Nod, speaks to Nod.
He suddenly breaks into a fit of hacking coughs, then nods to himself. I spoke to your sister, Amaris.
You did? Not so happy. He is. How's Nod's sister? Tell him, Amaris, tell Nod, please.
His excitement sets off a long series of hacking coughs. When he can finally speak again, he asks,
Is Nod's sister still pretty? So pretty?
Yes, she is. She is a prostitute now in the Hive. She is doing well and is worried for you.
Not so pleased to know his sister's all right.
He looks as if he's going to cry for a moment, then swallows hard.
Anything more? Anything more she said for Nod to hear?
Yes, she wanted you to have these copper commons. She will also visit you as soon as she can find the time.
Updated my journal.
Nod's head stopped nodding abruptly, and his jaw drops as you hand him the 100 coins. Beneath the dirt brown hood, his eyes gleam with joy.
Such wonderful news. It is. Good. Wonderful news. Hi. Not thanks ye, and thanks ye again, and thanks ye 1,000 times more. Hi.
Glad I could help. Farewell, Nod.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Alrighty. To tear this thing down. Alrighty, so this has been indeed quite intriguing. We are now a mage, level 3. So not particularly powerful as you might imagine, but we're getting there. And we're actually reasonably close to level 4, where we probably get another second level spell, I think. And yeah. I need to prepare for the next part, but we're going to be coming back here soon. So everybody, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for listening and for lurking. I hope you enjoyed your stay, I hope you enjoyed being around, and, well, hopefully until next time, take care and have a good night.